Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. It has been a hell of a long time because obviously I broke my foot. If you haven't heard that for the 1000th time, I took a total break from YouTube. Let's get you some updates. Let's talk about what's going on with the Stinger, what's going on behind this garage because there's a new car in there, and of course the Supra, which if you don't know already, it hates me and it's throwing up another colossal problem. Let's get into it. Let's show you what's going on. Let's go. Now, first off, before we start talking about the Stinger, because, well, it's got a very short future here. This thing's not going to be sticking around much longer. I want to show you what's back in here in the garage, because we've got a new car to replace the daily activities from the Stinger. So let's open up the garage, show you what's been done in here, and more importantly, I'm going to show you the car. Now, I said it wasn't particularly exciting. It's cool. It's a daily driver car. Yes, we have a Mercedes C-Class Coupe from 2017. Now, this is a fantastic car. It's not as good as the Stinger. I make no bones about it. That is a much better car than that. Although this thing is incredibly good looking. It's got a ton of features of it, and it is absolutely brilliant. For daily driving purposes, this thing's just incredible. And there's a few extra bonuses. So let's just very quickly go through this car and then we can stop talking about that and move on to the good cars coming to the channel. So for now, I give you the 2017 Mercedes C-Class Coupe, and why I haven't mentioned the model yet, because some of you aren't gonna like it, but let's get into it. Now, I think I'm right in assuming that you're probably thinking this is probably a C43. No, it's not a C43. We did look at C43s. Unfortunately, the few that we found were ridiculously overpriced for the condition that they were in. They were horrifically bad. You just could no way justify spending that for a daily driver in that condition. So we thought, well, let's go have a look at the C300s. And unfortunately, yeah, no, couldn't find any either. Same deal, actually quite rare. C200s, found a few of them, but my God, were they ropey. For daily driver cars, they were just awful. And then we stumbled upon this. This was not an intended buy. We actually just found this sort of last minute at a small dealership, and price was right, everything was there, but we had to accept a few, let's call it concessions. Now, those concessions also have some positive points. You see, this is a Mercedes. Yes, I'm gonna say it, it's a C220D. It's the diesel. Now, it's bright blue metallic. It has a wonderful white interior, but yes, it's a diesel. It is, however, the premium. So we do get a ton of features on this car that a lot of the others didn't. All the others we looked at, they just didn't have 3/4 of the stuff this car. Something as simple as a reversing camera. So many did not have it. This car's got it. This car's got a ton of stuff. It's probably got about 75% of what the Stinger has. Is it as good? No. But it comes with a few benefits. You see, being the diesel, this thing's economical. We have already achieved nearly 70 miles to the gallon in this thing. It's incredible. That's UK, by the way. So that's absolutely an astonishing MPG to achieve. On top of that, our registration, or the UK tax, commonly called road tax here, it's only £35. That's about $70 Australian, or about $50 US for a year's registration. So it's a lot cheaper to run. It's a hell of a lot cheaper to register. And also, it's a hell of a lot cheaper on insurance. The insurance grade for this is so much cheaper than that. It's insane. I do not understand why a Kia has such a high insurance grade rating. I guess it's just due to the way that Mercedes run their business in the UK. Their business model makes it easier for insurance companies to work. Whereas with this thing, we already know Kia UK is a disaster of a company. They couldn't sell this properly, so it makes sense why this thing didn't sell for so many fronts. But let's get back to this car. Yes, again, I know it's the diesel, but it doesn't stop it coming with a lot of cool features. As I mentioned, we've got a white leather interior. It looks amazing. We've got this blue paint, which is absolutely spectacular, and it makes this car just pop. It's not one of those boring gray and black monstrosities you just see everywhere. This car is much cooler. Unlike almost every single one we looked at, This one had fully refurbished wheels and cleaned up calipers. This thing looks brilliant. We don't have to do anything under there. Every other one we looked at was just a rusting hulk of crap in the wheel wells. So this car stood out by a mile the instant we saw that. Being the premium pack, it comes with a few things that so many of these cars don't. We've got electric seat controls. Yes, this car's seats are all electric. Now you might think, but they're all like that. Actually, no. Most of the cars we looked at didn't have these seat controls. They were all manual. They didn't have heated seats. They didn't have a heated steering wheel. Most of the cars we looked at were all bare-bone junk, and they wanted huge money for it. For the same money, we got this, and this is a huge step up. For a daily driver, this car is really cool. It's also got that ginormous panoramic sunroof on it, and that's just such a cool thing to have. Not just in summer when you can open it up, but also for the fact that you just get light in there. And the whole interior with that white interior is now really bright, really vibrant inside this car. It's fantastic. This car also has the keyless entry system, so I just need the key in my pocket. Again, like so many of them, didn't have that. It was a proper old-fashioned unlock the car, put the key in the dash, and then go. It was just crazy, the number of cars like this, which are so poorly spec'd, it's not funny. This thing, it looks amazing. We've got this absolutely awesome looking diffuser at the back. A little thing, I know, but it makes this car look absolutely fantastic. It's got brilliant lines. As I mentioned, it's this brilliant blue. It's got brilliant condition wheels and calipers. The whole car, it's just fantastic. There are some problems with it. We do know about that. It comes with used car territory, doesn't it? So you cannot expect to buy one and not have something to fix. So we've got a few things on this car we're going to go through. We'll do that in time as we go through the ownership. Again, this is the daily driver. This is not intended to be anything more than a daily driver. Now, I say that, and that was the intent. But what happened is we suddenly realized that this car can do something that, well, that car can't. This car, in its wildest dreams, cannot do something that this car does. This car can be part of clubs. Yes, we've already got several clubs lined up. In fact, we've joined more than one club already, and we've already got events and stuff we're lining up through the remainder of the year, although it is going a bit quiet. But we have now got stuff we can do with this car, from the actual official Mercedes-Benz club right through to a ton of little niche clubs. We can do stuff with this car. This car has a social community for it. There's a lot of people like these cars. A lot of people do things with these cars. We can take this car on some very cool tours and very cool runs. That was never the plan. That was never the intention. But the fact is that it can do it. It suddenly becomes a big temptation, and we probably will. We'll just have to wait and see on exactly how much, because the new car is going to be the dominant car for project stuff. But this thing comes with a ton of social credibility and social activity that, well, the Stinger, I'm sorry, the Stinger was just a social pariah. It sits out there on its own, and nobody wants anything to do with it. Despite being the better car, well, this thing is just going to do so much more in the car community. Now, one thing existing subscribers will tell you is that this looks a little different out there. Yes, we've actually done a few little things in here. Apart from buying a new car, we've done a few things in here to improve the place a little bit. And the most obvious thing is the Supra is out the back. Now this hasn't gone the way we intended. This is not exactly what we wanted. We do have a carport, and the carport is up, but it's not really up the way we wanted. We've got to finesse this, get this really the way we want it to be. For now, it's doing a great job. We don't have all the sides on it yet. We've got to finish on it. I only put this up last week, and it was a bit of a test to see, can my foot handle standing up for a few hours doing this? And the good news is it did. So I've been able to stand on my feet for a good few hours, and I'm able to do some filming again, which I just haven't been able to do. Now, I'm going to give you an update on the Supra because, well, if you think this thing hates me already, it's thrown another curveball, a completely left field, stupid curveball that has again crippled me with this damn car. Let me try and explain what happened and why this damn thing now has another problem. If you're a Supra aficionado, you're gonna notice a big hole in here, and that's where the battery is supposed to be. See, the battery's out of this car at the moment because, well, we had a a little bit of a problem with it. Now, earlier in the year, probably around February, I bought this battery for the Supra, the original one, the one that was in it. Well, it died as a result of me, inactivity, not using the car, having to jump it too many times. The old battery died. So I went off and bought a new one. That's this one here. Now we've had this in the car and it's been working well since February. I've been starting the car up, driving it around. We have been using it obviously only around the garage and the driveway, but it's been working fine. We have, however, kept this thing on trickle charge. So when I broke my foot, I simply parked the car up, put it on trickle charge and walked away. And I couldn't get back to the car for at least 4 weeks as a result of, well, not being able to walk. 4 weeks later, I decided really need to do something with this car. Even though my foot was killing me, I should move the car around a bit, get it started, get it prepared, because it's got to go. We can't keep it. So I thought I'll come down and just start it up and move it. And guess what? I come out to the car and it's dead. Completely and totally dead. So I check out the trickle charger and guess what? The trickle charger says the battery's dead, as in there's an error with it. There's a fault. There's something gone wrong and it can't charge it. So I think, right, something's going wrong with the battery. Everything's completely dead. I pull the battery out and attempt to charge it off the car. And again, it doesn't work. So I decided to go out and get a new battery. This one here, this is a big brand battery. Unlike this lesser brand one, this is a big brand battery. And I buy that and I put it back on the Supra and I try to start the Supra and it's still dead. Absolutely everything in it is still completely dead with one strange exception. The headlights came on. So here I am, brand new battery in the car, fully charged, no problems with it. And the headlights are on whilst the car's locked. They're not switched on. All power to the car is off, yet somehow the headlights are on and the rest of the car is completely dead. So now we start a little bit of an investigation, figure out what the hell is going on here? And we find that the main alternator fuse is blown. Oh, So now I take the optimistic approach. I think it's just the fuse. So I go to Toyota and we actually buy a brand new alternator fuse for this thing. We plug it back in, I put the battery in. As soon as I touch the terminals, we actually had a huge spark come off the battery. And again, it blew the damn alternator fuse. In fact, it took a big chunk out of the end of the battery here. So yeah, we're not putting the battery back on again until we figure out the problem. So with a little bit of further investigation and a multimeter, we've been able to work out that the alternator is done. Yes, this car's alternator has been destroyed by a battery from a supplier who I will never be buying anything ever from again. So you might be thinking, well, if that battery's at fault, why don't you just take it back, get the manufacturer of the battery to pay you out for it and the damages? Well, we tried and we got told effectively the business equivalent of f off. Now, that doesn't mean that that's the end of the saga. If I want to hold that battery manufacturer to account, I've still got plenty of avenues to do it. Right now, it's probably not worth it. You might be thinking, well, have I damaged this big brand battery? No, we're very lucky in that. The fuse blowing when I put it in there seems to have saved and protected everything. I'm going to show you that in a minute. This thing still works, it still charges. Everything about testing this thing works fine. The battery is okay. So we've got a good battery. We've got a new good fuse for this, but we don't have an alternator. So the task coming up, well, I got to get the alternator out of this car. I don't like doing it because I've done it before. It sucks. There's so much stuff on the top here to get to the alternator. Ideally, you really should do this from underside. You need a lift. I don't have a lift. They're very expensive. I could possibly fit a portable lift in here, but then I've got to do something with the ground and it's just not worth it for something that's a one-off. So I can do it from the top. That is the plan now, to rip everything on the top of this car off, get to the alternator, pull it out, probably replace it. I suspect all the diodes in it are shot to hell and we're going to need a completely new alternator. The good news, the really good news, is that not a single other fuse has blown. Nowhere, anywhere else on the car have we got a fuse that's blown. And this is a really good thing because it means that, well, the alternator took the full brunt of whatever happened with that battery. My theory is that this battery here, well, it had some sort of internal short. Something went wrong and it popped, it blew. There's no sign of fire damage, no sign of leakage, no sign of any issues, but battery blew up and overloaded this car's circuits. The alternator took the brunt of it and it's shot, it's gone. Everything else seems okay. And I say that because, well, all the fuses are okay. Every single fuse I have checked is just fine, which means they never got overloaded on their systems. And at the same time, well, the headlights also work. I don't think the damage went anywhere other than the alternator. We're gonna find out when we get this thing working, but for now, I've got to pull this off, pull the alternator out, make sure I get the right part numbers, everything from it, and then order a new one. They're not too expensive actually for these cars. It's a Toyota part after all, so we should be good for replacing the alternator. So that's the Supra update. It's a pain in my right now, and the damn thing needs to go. And every time I try and do that, it throws up some weird extra curveball issues. The plan for this thing is pretty straightforward. What we're going to be doing is I'm going to get the alternator back on it so that I can move it, because it's kind of landlocked there and I really need to get this thing moving fast. It's stuck there. If you want to move this thing right now, it's a nightmare. So I'm going to get the alternator, get the new battery in, get it moving. We're going to get it on a trailer, and I've got a place to actually do some of the suspension work. We're going to get the suspension work done, get this thing in MOT, and then get rid of it, because it's just sitting here wasting my time, wasting everything. Although there is one other thing I have had to think about that has happened in the last 2 or 3 months. And it's definitely thrown a curveball in the mix here. And that curveball, well, it's the values of these things. They have begun to finally, just now, start to explode. I have seen examples of this car which weren't worth much, all of a sudden start really rocketing up. It is giving me a pause to say maybe I should just hold off on this car for a little bit. If it's worth the money, I might just have to keep it. It's a big dilemma, and I've got to sort all that out. The obvious good thing about having this tent, though, is that, well, this car can just sit out there for a while. It's very well protected. It's protected against all the elements. I can even completely enclose this thing with all sides of the carport to keep it fully protected whilst we decide on its future. But for now, that's your update on the Supra. We've done a carport to cover it out the back. The Supra's a pain. It's just constantly causing me problems. Out of the blue, left wing problems, and I've got to sort it out. So there's your update on the Supra. It's a pain to Okay, so I've given you a good update now on the Supra and why I hate the thing and it hates me even more. I've given you a quick intro to this car, which we probably won't focus on too much. We may do a little bit, but for the most part, this car's really not going to be that channel centric. We also, I haven't shown it to you yet, we put up some of the siding on the garage. Now, these are actually big bifold doors. These all step out. As you can see, they give us this flat effect on the wall. It hides behind it all this kind of stuff. Everything you see here, the plan is to make all of that look like that. Now, this isn't finished. As you can see, we've still got to paint the frame. We've still got to add lighting. We've still got to mount this one on as another door, but those open up as doors. They're absolutely fantastic, and they hide that entire side, and they're gonna look even better once done. And the plan is to do these here. The floor, well, that looks pretty good now. That still needs a bit of finessing, but again, it's all starting to come together. This place looks absolutely amazing. It's starting to become the car hub that we wanted it to be. And with all of that said, now we need to talk about this thing. This thing's got to go. We've made a decision with this thing. We need to get rid of it. And we need to talk about what we need to do that, exactly how and when, because, well, the answers are pretty obvious once you start thinking about it. So, the Kia Stinger, what are we going to do about it? If you haven't seen my previous videos, let me just cover again why I'm getting rid of this thing. This thing is a phenomenal car. This is honestly one of the best cars I've ever owned. It really is absolutely amazing. I would go down and say this thing is almost an M5 killer. It really is. Not in performance, it won't beat it in performance, but as a product, as a whole thing, as a feature set, in giving you a really absolutely amazing super sedan that will just eat up the miles in the most amazing amount of comfort with extremely huge amounts of kit all over it. This car is just unbeatable. It is such an astonishing car. I absolutely love this car. I will champion it every day. everyone should really realize how underappreciated these cars are. They are fantastic. Now, I know what you're thinking right now is, then why am I selling it? Well, unfortunately, this car has one huge Achilles heel. It has a massive problem, and it's not the car itself. See, the car itself, as you've heard, it's phenomenal, but there is a problem with it, and this problem is so bad for car enthusiasts, well, you just can't live with it. And that's the problem of, well, I've covered it up here, but it's this little thing here, the badge. This thing's a Kia. And no matter what you do in the car community, you will not ever be allowed to escape from that fact. Nobody likes a Kia. They hate the thing. No matter what you do, no matter where you go, no matter how much you explain that this car is effectively a BMW in drag, no matter how much you show people, no matter how much you tell people, no matter how much you prove to people that this car is absolutely on par with some of the best super saloons there are, no matter what you do, you cannot get away from people saying, yeah, but it's a Kia. We don't really want a Kia there. Go park out the back. If you turn up at a car show with this thing, you're genuinely just gonna get parked out the back. And it doesn't matter what it looks like. It doesn't matter what you've done to it. It's a Kia. And Kias go at the back. As far as any car show organizer is concerned, a Kia, it doesn't belong there. And they want to park you at the back. They just don't want this car anywhere. It's very hard to convince people that this car is worth their time. And it has bigger implications than that. There are effectively no clubs for this car. No club will have this car in it. I mean, there are a few, the small little, they're not even clubs, Facebook groups kind of thing. There are some in which you're going to join, but they're very sort of small, localized little things. You're not really going to see high-end cars in it. You can't really do any of the big tours or runs or any of that because you've got to be a qualifying car, and these cars just don't qualify. People just don't want a Kia on their tours. Now, there are exceptions to that, of course. You can pay to go on one of the big tours, and then you go along with anyone else who's paid, and you see people turn up in a Kia Picanto, which is exactly why they don't want this car there. It's a Kia. So I'll freely admit, when I bought this car, I didn't realize how much of a social pariah it would be. I really thought this thing would be considered pretty cool, that people would like it, that people would want it around, but there isn't. There's no club scene for it. There's no social scene. There's no anything. There is a Stinger club in the UK, but it's very small. It doesn't have a lot of members. They don't do much, and it's only Stingers. You can't see anybody else in it. So again, it's very socially isolated, not to mention that that club doesn't like anyone out of sorts joining it. So half the Stinger owners in the country are rejected because they don't fit their profile. So this car, yeah, it's an absolute dead end for the car community. If you want to join clubs, do rallies, do really cool stuff with other really cool cars, and I mean proper cool cars, this thing's just never going to give you that opportunity. So the decision has been made to get rid of it. We are going to start the process now of demodifying it. I'm going to be pulling off this front splitter. It's gone. I'm going to pull off all the stripes. It's gone. I'm going to pull off the TR box kit that's on the inside, which gives me a full Android head unit. That's going. Fortunately, it all just comes away. I made sure with this car that I was able to do that. Everything else is generally pretty factory. We're going to get rid of all vinyls, all stickers, all bits and pieces, anything that's not supposed to be on this car, it's all coming off. Here in the UK, modifications on a car are the devil. As far as dealers are concerned, as far as anybody in the community is concerned, when you sell a car, if you're selling it with modifications of any kind on it, it's a devaluation. It's a massive devaluation. The purists in the UK market have got their hooks in so tight, so firmly that they tear apart the prices of anything that's modified. So if your car, no matter what it is, whether it be a Stinger, whether it be a Mercedes Coupe, or whether it be a Toyota Supra, modifications are the death bell for it. So this car loses, and I joke you not, about $5 grand for having these light modifications on. The UK market condemns cars with modifications. This car will get destroyed. It will lose probably 35% of its value just by having those vinyl stripes on it, just by having these easily removable splitters. In fact, I could leave these in the car for the next owner to put back on themselves. It is that easy and that quick to do. but if it's on the car, Jesus, these cars just get absolutely destroyed. So I've got no choice. To get value out of this car, it's time to turn it back to that old boring factory dad spec car. And then hopefully very, very soon, as that's done, I can start these negotiations with the current dealer on this new V12, which you're gonna have to wait, watch, and subscribe for, because it is going to be spectacular. It's my equal all-time favorite car. I cannot believe the prices of them make them within my affordability level. For now, let's just wait. You'll have to watch, subscribe, and you'll get to see as we do this. Enough talk. Let's get pulling this thing apart, getting it back to factory. Let's go.
Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small, way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small, way back before we blew it all. Too many things going on, I can't keep track of them all. From people dropping a bomb to people putting up walls. I feel like life is on hold, perception stuck in a vault. I know that time can heal all, but how much time till we fall? It's awfully chilly outside when there's no shelter to hide. When everything is a lie, you'll find that out in some time. But when the thing's on your mind,
there we go. The Stinger is now effectively demodified. This thing is now pretty much factory spec again. And I've got to be honest, the more I look at this thing, the more I just think this is a family car. Once you take off all the stuff that I had on, the side skirts, the front splitter, all those vinyls, and you look at it like this, it is not something you really stands out anymore. That combination of stripes, vinyls, the setup that we had on it made this car absolutely amazing. We've lost all of that. So the next process is to get this thing cleaned. It's filthy as all hell at the moment. We need to go through a massive deep clean, get this thing ready. This needs to clean. We're gonna get on with it, get it done, get it ready, pristine, perfect and ready, and then see what we can find. Let's go.
way back before we blew it all. I know that things seem bad, but they could be much worse. There's always someone else who has a greater curse, a greater thirst, a hunger, pain, and mercy. Just find whatever you got and try to be thankful first. I wanna feel again, I need a couple friends. I never really understood just how the story ends, but I can feel it's tense, don't know the consequence. The volatility of life, my only confidence. Is this an argument, or just the start of it? Either way, I don't wanna be a part of it. Can I just get some space? I don't have the heart for this. I can't be picking up the pieces, fixing scars from this. Is this an argument?
Okay, with the Stinger all clean and pretty much ready to move on now, because we are getting rid of it. This thing's going to be moving on. With that thing all done or ready to go, we're now going to turn our attention to this. This is the Supra, the problem Supra, the problem child, and I got to get this thing at least back to a roadworthy status again. Now, that shouldn't take much, but we've said that before and it took ages. So right now, just to remind you, the battery blew up. Yes, the old battery went and it's destroyed the alternator. So now I got to rip out a ton of stuff from the top, get to the alternator, check the part number, pull it off, and then obviously we're going to order a new one. So without further ado, let's get started on this. Let's get ripping into this thing and get this thing back and going again. Let's go. And just like that, we have our alternator out. Now, this is almost certainly the part that has failed. I'm gonna have to rip it open. We're gonna have a look inside. We're gonna look for obvious stuff, see if anything's burnt, blown up, some of the circuitry. There is a voltage regulator in here. There's all sorts of stuff that in here has probably gone wrong as a result of that crappy battery. So we're gonna rip it open, test it just to confirm. And the best part is, we got a part number here, so I should be able to reference this. I've already had a quick look online and it does look like they're actually affordable. They are some of the only things on this car which aren't supercar priced. It's a standard Toyota alternator. We may uprate it, but I don't think so. If we're getting rid of this, we'll go standard. We'll find another one. We'll get a brand new one. We'll put it on and hopefully that'll fix this thing, and then we can move it, get it to the shop, get this tent down, get everything looking good again, and hopefully get this thing gone. Okay, and now putting it all together, where are we at? What's been done? Well, the Stinger, it's ready for sale. In fact, we've gone a little bit further than that. This thing is now actually listed on a couple of UK for sale websites. Yes, this thing is going, it's been listed, but we're also not going to wait around for that. We have decided that if the right opportunity turns up to trade this in, we're going to do that as well. So we're not waiting. This thing is going to go sooner than later. Once the right car turns up, this thing's gone. This is going to be the trade-in, or if somebody wants to buy it faster, well, they better get here and do that because it's going to go sooner rather than later. But I have been all over this thing. I have cleaned this thing beyond its life. It's unbelievable how clean this thing is now. Inside and out, I went crazy. I pulled out a vacuum, vacuums, and we went absolutely nuts on this thing. Now, we have unfortunately had to use it a couple of times since then, so it's gotten a little bit dirty, but we've gone through this thing and absolutely made it immaculate. Let me just show you quickly what we have done, because we have demodified it. There is no modifications on this car now whatsoever. We have removed the front splitter, we've removed the side skirts, we've removed all the vinyls, we have polished this thing like a mentalist. We have gone nuts polishing this car. It is gleaming, and on the inside as well, we went through and just cleaned everything. We have gone nuts making sure this car is presentable, as perfect as it can be. Well, given that it's got some mileage on it, it's never going to be pristine perfect, but it's damn close. This has got to be arguably one of the best Stingers for its age and mileage. It really does. It is phenomenal. It's also in a super rare white and red combination. This car is faultless. It also has a full service history, and I mean full service history. Almost the entirety of it has been with Kia. This thing is amazing. It is absolutely brilliant. Whoever gets this is going to get one hell of a car. Take a look. This isn't going to stay. It's going to go, and we're going to replace it. So that's where we're at. That's the updates on everything at the moment. It's time to start talking new car. What are we going to replace this with? Well, I've been hinting and teasing at something pretty special. Now, if you're in the UK, I suspect you probably know exactly what I'm going to replace this thing with, because it's a V12. It's about 6 litres. It's rear-wheel drive. It's a 2-door coupe. And it has a badge that allows me entry into so many things that, well, this just couldn't do it. So you'll have to stay, wait, watch, and subscribe as we go into the new car. Hopefully it'll be here by the next video, but no promises. I should also mention my foot at the moment. Unfortunately, it's technically still broken. I am walking around on a broken foot right now. Yes, seriously, I have a special sole in my shoe right now to make it rigid so I can't walk properly. And the advice is, well, just deal with it, because it could still be more weeks before I'm 100%, which means walking around for too long is a bit of a pain, and working on these things, well, that's even harder. I can't stand up for more than a few hours at a time before, damn, I've got to pack it in. So that's where we're at. That's all the updates. If you want to see this thing go, because we're going to get it fixed and we're going to get rid of it. If you want to see the replacement for this thing, don't forget to subscribe, because it's going to be one hell of a setup once we're done. We're going to have Mercedes badge in here, not to mention a proper premium grade tier badge. And that car's not going to stay factory. We are going to do some mods to the incoming V12. Just going to leave it there for now. Wait, watch, subscribe. If you like any parts of this video, don't forget, stay tuned and wait, watch for the next one. Simon out.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no, I'm funded.